Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is Imbalance Dataset. Before I start, I will like to request you to subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment. So what is Imbalance Dataset? If you have a dataset which has a target variable with zeros and ones or a binary classification problem, so in that case you have to check before going forward, you have to check that the dataset is balanced or imbalanced. If the number of zeros and number of ones are 50% in the data set, like 50% is zeros and 50% is 50% data set is 1, then you can say that the data set is a balanced data set. But if that is not the case, or you can take 60/40 also fine, but if not, that is not the case, in that case you have to make the transform the data set into a balanced data set. And to do the data set in a balanced data set, like to make a data set balanced data set, we have two methods called oversampling and undersampling. So I will discuss what is oversampling and what is undersampling, and when we should do oversampling and when we should implement undersampling. So I have imported the libraries required. I am reading the data. So this is a loan. In a bank, the loan is given to customers. So it is this data set where you can see that disbursed is the target variable which holds the zeros and ones. If it is zeros, that means the loan is not disbursed. If it is one, then it is disbursed. And these are the independent variable: existing EMI, ID, loan amount applied, etc, etc. Now if we want to check the shape of the data, like how many rows, how many columns are there, then data.shape. 87,020 records are there and 51 columns are there in the data. Now I have taken the counter method which is in the collection package. Like if you have to import this collections thing, which give you the counter method, which says in the data disbursed column how many zeros and how many ones are there. If I run this, it gives the output as, see, in the data set I have 87,020 records are there. Within that 85,747 are zeros and only 1273 records are ones. So it is a imbalanced data set. Now I have taken one more method is I am creating two data frame, loan approved, loan not approved, where I am taking loan approved is 1, like disbursed is equal to 1 and disbursed is equal to 0, then this is not approved. So these are two data frame and I am printing the shape of these data frames. That also give the same thing as cell number 4. So only single line will give the zeros and ones. This also we can do. Now I am creating two more data frame. X will hold all the data and Y is the only the with the target variable data disbursed. Now what I'll do is, in the below cells I will drop the ID variables which is not required from the X data frame, and also the disburse, the target variable from the data frame which is not required from X, because Y already have the disbursed data frame data with disbursed column. Now I am importing this IMB learn. So if you don't have installed the IMB learn, please write this code pip install IMB learn. So it will install IMB learn in your Python Jupyter notebook, and then you import these two things, under sampling and oversampling. So now I'll come to the point that what is undersampling. Undersampling is, you have suppose 100 records and in your data set you have checked that number of zeros are 90 and number of ones are 10. So there is 9:1 of zeros and 1 present in your data set. So undersampling, what it will do is, it will take 10 ones from your data and 10 zeros from your data. So you have 90 zeros, from that 10 zeros will be taken and 10 ones you already have, so this 10 will be taken. So you will have now 20 records with 10 zeros and 10 ones. That is called the undersampling. So one more thing is, undersampling is not recommended when you have very less number of records. So suppose you have thousands of records or 2000s of records, and within which you have 100 zeros or 100 ones, and you are taking you are doing undersampling, then in the result, like after resampling, you will have only 200 records in the data set, which is not very, like, not sufficient for your further analysis. So if you have lots of data, like many data points, in that case only oversampling is recommended. That is one major thing. And now I'll discuss what is oversampling. Oversampling is it takes, like in the previous example I said that 100 records are there, within which 90 are zeros and 10 are ones. Now undersampling, what we did is 10 ones we have taken, and from the 90 zeros we have taken 10 zeros, and we made a 20 sample data, 20 records of sample data. In oversampling, what we'll do is, with the 90, we have 90 zeros, so we'll take all the 90 zeros and we will create 90 more ones. So now the data set will have 90 plus 90, 90 zeros and 90 ones, so we'll have 180 records. So see, we started with 100 records, now we, after resampling, we have 180 records. So the number of data points has increased. So if you have less number of data, that's why we always recommend, or it is always recommended that you should go for oversampling, not for undersampling. So that is the logic of oversampling and undersampling. Now I will run this code of oversampling. This is oversampling. So from oversampling, I am importing this random oversampler, and here from the counter method I am just printing the zeros and ones in the resampled data and the total number of data, so that you understand that I said that in oversampling the number of records will increase. So here see, we have zeros is 85,747 and ones also 85,747, and total number of record is 171,494. So if you sum of this 85747 and 85747, it will give you this record. And undersampling is same method I am doing. If I print here, see the number of zeros is 1273, ones also 1273, and total number of record is 2546. So it has taken, so if you go up, we started with 1273 ones. So in undersampling also the same ones are taken, and from the zeros we have taken 1273 ones. So total number of record is 2546. So that's all about oversampling and undersampling. I hope you understood.